In a courtroom bright and bold, and he marks the stories he told. With a finger pointed high, he's the ace, the reason why. Through objections loud and clear, truth and justice always here. From the witness stand to the judge's chair, and he's ready beyond compare. And he marks in Phoenix Wright, fight for truth with all his might. Meet a spirit and Maya by his side, together they'll turn the tide. He's defending the accused, while baby Gumshoe is confused. Solve the case, bring the truth to light, with Andy Marks and Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright.
Episode 1, obviously. The First Turnabout. Wish I could say that. Say what? Just got an achievement right off the bat. We're not starting this nonsense. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. I'm gonna get real into this. Oh, Game Pass is great. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Let me actually start the timer for this game. Who knows? This case might take 2 hours. Boy, am I nervous. Right? Oh, excuse me. Right? That's a Mia voice, right? That's a Mia voice. Ooh. Hello. Oh. Hiya, Chief. Whew. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help. I owe him that much. It's over! My life! Everything! It's all over! Huh? Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Oh, I'm gonna go! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. This is reading way too quick. Stop! Stop! I was trying to keep up! First trial's pretty simple, okay. How you doing? She's a professional. It's so Jover. Give me the death sentence! I ain't afraid to die! What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't! Butts. It's a great name. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Nick, you gotta tell me! Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. Hey, stop. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. This is classic Larry Butts. Oh, Butts. Objection! Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's actually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court, room number 2. Uh-oh, here we go. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. Can't do that voice the whole time. Stuck in ads, rip whiskers. Andy's Randy 64. Andy prefers French toast over waffles and pancakes. Give me another Randy's. We got that one earlier. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hand shaken, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them correctly and concisely. Clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this trial. Phoenix Wright! Imagine. Waffles to waffle fries. Yeah, I like it. Andy's Randy's 159. Andy's favorite style of French fries is waffle fries, preferably seasoned. If they are not seasoned waffle fries, then my favorite style is probably either shoestring or Cajun. Cheese fries are up there too. Knees weak, palms sweaty, vomit on his sweat already, mom spaghetti. Speaking of that, Eminem is in Fortnite, guys. Isn't that crazy? They have a mom spaghetti backpack that you can have. That's pretty cool. Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Ooh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report to cover. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait. Oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name. Oh, the victim. Of course. I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the right bumper to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who's the victim in this case? Cindy Stone. Great name. Winston Payne. What a weirdo. It was definitely Mia Fey. Cinder block. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me what the cause of death was. She died because she was... She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Excuse me. BFT, yeah! Fun fact, these 2 questions can mess up with no penalties for some funny lines. I thought about doing it, I just didn't know if it was gonna, like, kick me off the game. Give me 1 second, guys. Ooh. Had to adjust myself. Don't want you guys seeing that. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what the object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to the court record. I don't have to read that. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. Excuse me. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the right bumper to check the court record frequently. Let's look at the new evidence. It's rather heavy. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls defendant Mr. Butch to the stand. Chief, what do we do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything. Unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. BFT! Yeah! Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, bud! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet! Cleopatra and Mark Anthony! J-Lo and Mark Anthony! Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you described generally is what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it! Lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Guess she was in Paris on July 30th. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Mariah Carey and Christmas peanut butter and jelly. Mayonnaise and burritos. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but she didn't have a large income. It appears she had several sugar daddies. Am I right, boys? Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is relevant to this case. Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That's cheating, she dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. You need to shut the fuck up. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you? Or did you not? Well, maybe. I did. Maybe I did. Oh, he went. What do I do? I don't think that's irrelevant info. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order! Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who could prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies the matter. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing from the scene of the crime. Order! Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frick Saw It to the stand. Frank Saw It. Mr. Saw It, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh, yes, newspapers, yes! Mr. Saw It, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness testimony, here we go. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. Excuse me. I thought he must have been in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fear and fright. And found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Boys Season 4 drops tomorrow? The trailer? Let's fucking go. The Boys, I think, is the best show on television. I don't even think it's close either. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Excuse me. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sara used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record. From noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes! Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? Your Honor? Alright, Wright, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you expose the lies in the testimony the witness just gave you. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's statement. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with the right bumper and point out the contradictions in the testimony. No door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing from the apartment. Must be in a hurry because he left the door half open. Let's see. Oh. I mean, there's a contradiction right there.
Objection!
You found the body at 1 p.m.? You sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime around after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that, Imagine being in a courtroom and you hear this guy say he doesn't know how this works. I'd be so mad. Like, where'd you get this fucking lawyer? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Saw It, why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies will always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Power was out, dummy. Oh, it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Oh, really? I see you heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. Right, you know what to do. I've got this one. This guy's a fucking bozo. Stupid. Objection! Hold it right there! The prosecution said that there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. This guy's a moron. What an awful lie to make up. You couldn't have heard a television or video. God! Well... The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Ah! Wait! I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Why do they just keep letting him get away with this? Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. Okay. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Actually, I didn't hear the time I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the... okay. Objection! This guy's a fucking... Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was the statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch, you just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. You got so fucking lucky just now. Do you have any other problems with this testimony? Sure. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet, the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he... You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order of the court! Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face! Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never... Look, The clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw, no. Wah! Alright. Shut up, I hate you! It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Give him death. Order in the court. Knew the victim. I definitely was in the apartment. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound of the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? This whole case is riding on this. I better think it carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawyer heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply... I guess try sounding the clock? I don't know. Ask the neighbors? No. I mean, none of these make sense. I'm trying to see what the last statement said. Yeah, I would say ask the neighbors. All you have to do is talk to the victim's neighbors. Talk to the neighbors? I'm sure one of them heard the clock tell the time when the incident occurred. I see. Does the prosecution have anything to say, Mr. Payne? We already made all the necessary inquiries. Everyone living there near the victim was out at the time of the murder. Furthermore, even if a neighbor heard the clock, that would not prove Mr. Shaw had heard anything. That is true. I believe you may be wrong, Mr. Wright. You'll receive a penalty for that, unfortunately. Oh. Yeesh. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Let me think about it again. Try sounding the clock. Thanks, loser. Let's sound the clock here in the court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? Ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright, Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Oh! The clock is 3 hours wrong! Ah! As you can see, the clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawyer heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawyer, try to talk your way out of this one. Ah! Ha ha! You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? Thanks, loser. Well, it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I supposed to prove that? Damn it. I was so close. Mr. Wright, seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I can't let you indict the witness. Unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination. Mr. Frank saw it. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. You lawyers are all slime. Ugh. Almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawyer. Yeah, I mean, Chief. Listen up, right? Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right, Mr. Wright. Right? Can you think of a reason why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes. Wait! Maybe I could prove it. You must have evidence to support... whatever. Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you see if the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that could prove my claim beyond a doubt. Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why your clock was running slow. I'm gonna say Paris. The victim had just returned from home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. there, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. Hey, what's up, Sathan? How you doing, bud? Take that! The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when he struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Ah! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and taken away, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. I think he had a heart attack and nobody cares. Pretty much. And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Saw It was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to see her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Saw It let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Saw It grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Poor Cindy. Rest in peace, Cindy. Whew. Still can't believe we won. Right? Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Nick? Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good, wait, no. I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was, never mind. That's... The tragic ending of Cindy Lou Who. It's a damn shame. You know what I gotta say about that? Congratulations, Harry. Harry. Oh. I was confused too. Harry? Yes, you. I mean, I can practically see the headlines. Harry Butts innocent. Oh, thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. Alright. It's evidence, bro. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Oh, Mia. Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just wanna cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? She wants some hairy butts. I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you think you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Oh, is it the statue? Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is a clock that you made her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? I mean, it's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. I hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we could do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow, strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Hell yeah, Mia, you fucking stone cold fox. I guess so. Say, how about dinner? I'm in. Hell yeah. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry. You were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about that sometime. Maybe over drinks? Oh, is she asking me out? And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you can count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. Interesting. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Oh no. Is Mia gonna die? Oh no. Good job, you could get this wrong, but won't hurt anything. She's done with the butts and wants to rise with the phoenix.